All right, what's up, y'all? We back with some more reactions. This one's called "Why Everyone Hates 2x Rakai." Now, I did react to, I think, Sai Speaks video on this. Not this, but like the same topic. But I found this today. I think this is what I was looking for yesterday when I was reacting to that. So hey, why not make another video? Anyway, it's 10 minutes. It's like 2 a.m. for me. It's 2 a.m. It's 1:53. Let's jump right in.
Tell word to my mother, the cops are here. Word to my mother, but I don't know how to think I'm an address.
Rakai.
What the fuck is wrong with his hair? What the fuck? He just relaxed all his hair.
Tell word to my mother.
His room is sick. He needs to clean up that floor a bit, but what is on his floor? What the fuck is that? Just weed crumbs? Ashtray all over your floor, buddy? The room is sick though. The wall design, all that's sick. Why don't we get this nigga a vacuum?
Word to my mother, but I don't know how to think I'm an address.
Rakai, a 16-year-old streamer in the WL community, and most people hearing that he got the police somehow to come to his house isn't even surprising anymore because of the wild things he's constantly doing. Even as someone who was 116, I wasn't thinking about nor actually executing on the wild things that he's doing, or even half of the things I see him doing.
It's not for LeBron, it's for Tyler. James. You talking about?
Chill, bro.
Bro's burning a LeBron. Look at his hands. This nigga got some old ass
My
hands.
mindset wasn't like this. The point where I would grab any signed jersey or any signed anything and burn it for what he feels is just a cool content moment. But if you've seen him at any point on your timeline, you're probably wondering, at what point in time do we stop saying that he is just a kid and he doesn't know how to act and he's doing all of this for content, and actually hold him accountable for a lot of the crazy things that he's been doing recently.
Well, he is doing it for
content. If you haven't seen any of them, then I'm
in the best way he knows how.
A lot of the stuff Rakai has been doing recently, from streaming university to even a little bit before that, and seeing where the problem really lies, because a lot of the stuff makes countless people on the internet despise Rakai.
What the fuck is this? Why did damn, what the fuck is even going on there? I don't even know. I see niggas with guns. I see niggas in ski masks, some with no shirt. Then the nigga just gets tackled. What's going on?
For anyone who doesn't know who 2x Rakai is, this is a 16-year-old streamer who got his fame off being a clone / son of the famous streamer Kai Cenat, one of the biggest streamers in the world. And basically, Kai gave him a chance. He ended up getting on a call with Rakai, talking to him for a bit, and people started to love him. During their interaction, Kai must have saw the potential he had, because he ended up inviting him out to do collabs with him. And outside of collabs, he literally flew him out to stay in the house that he bought for him and a bunch of other streamers called the Clover Boy House. It was an amazing opportunity, and Rakai seemed like he had been flourishing in that house because his growth has been insane ever since. Unfortunately though, the content that he's been making there is very questionable, as you saw a preview of it in the beginning clip, that Rakai decided to call the police and pull a prank on them by quickly calling and hanging up, all because he felt like his hairdresser messed up while doing his hair.
Tell word to my mother, the cops are here. Word to my mother, but I don't know how to think I'm an address. I literally called the cop.
Why does this nigga have that voice? Nigga has like hoarse ass voice, dude. Like, what the fuck? And obviously his hair is fucked up, but I don't know. This nigga just doing dastardly shit. He said, "How did they get my address, bro? They track you."
If I hung up mad quick, they'll put up. They track our phones.
Duh.
I would hope that
this nigga's definitely 16. I'll say that. This nigga's definitely 16.
Year-old that's watching this video has enough common sense to understand that calling the police and immediately hanging up for any reason is not only not a prank, but not a smart thing to do at all, because you're wasting police resources, and it's much more suspicious to call the police and then instantly hang up than to actually sit there and talk to them. But you shouldn't be doing that regardless, and he shouldn't be doing it because he thinks it's a funny content moment. But nowadays, it seems like that's all content really is in this sphere, is them doing the wildest things, trying to get the wildest reactions off of crazy crazy stuff that you don't truly need to be doing. And because he's so young and he's in that environment, he's just going to keep on doing those things. He has the mind of a 16-year-old while having the resources of a grown adult.
Exactly. He's too young to have all that he really does, and like that's the best way I can put it. I can let this go because like this is fine in my opinion. We was doing this shit in college. Like we had the splatterball guns.
Now
we had like and I ain't gonna lie, we was getting kind of crazy. We would have like lasers on our shit. we would order them bitches, right? And we would replace the battery with a bigger fucking battery so the gun could like shoot stronger and longer. Sometimes we would take the little like not the pellets but like the little gel balls and we'd freeze them, right? So they get like solid, put them back into the gun so you get shot with that bitch. That shit hurts. We was doing some shit like that, but you know, Rakai doing shit like calling the police, that hanging up, that's a quick way to get swatted. You know, and then you got a bunch of niggas in shiesties and no shirt and with, you know, fake ass rifles. That's, I ain't gonna lie, somebody could have died. You did that shit. Especially with the police pulling up, not knowing what's going on. You got to be careful, man.
Mistake, burning a jersey. I can see somehow in your 16-year-old head that you thought that would be prime content and just messed up. We can grow and learn from this. Another mistake, you're breaking a TV that somebody just got for another person as a present and don't really seem to care. Hey, maybe again it's a 16-year-old mind. That's something we can learn.
I'm sure he bought him another one.
Third
hopefully.
Mistake, you hit a girl.
I'm sure, I know they all have money.
In Orby and several other things that happen in between those events.
Oh, he did do that. Yeah, he hit a chicken eye. I mean, that's just the risk he take with that shit.
In my videos, I've just said, I mean,
it's not right, but like that's the risk he take.
Obviously, he's gonna do dumb stuff, but at a certain point, you have to just stop saying that. Hey, he's a 16-year-old doing dumb things because he has the ability to understand the stupid stuff that he's doing isn't right in any way, shape, or form. How are you gonna sit there and tell me a 16-year-old doesn't know that it's not okay to influence somebody else to throw water or any type of liquid at a security guard?
Okay, and here's my thing again. He knows what he's doing is wrong, duh, but in this space he's in, it's kind of encouraged for like, you know, the content and for the clips and for the moments, right? So yeah, I'm sure he knows it's wrong, but he doesn't get any like long-lasting consequence, so he's gonna keep doing it. And it's probably making him more money too. Was this in Stream Universe? Damn! Damn! I didn't even see this shit. I ain't gonna lie, doing that is crazy.
A security guard who's just trying to do his job to maybe injuring a girl so bad in the eye that they thought she had to go to the hospital. These aren't just simple mistakes. These are things that are escalating beyond the point of just saying he is a 16-year-old kid. And honestly, a little bit before that, we could have already got to that point where you feel like, hey, you can't just pull the 16-year-old kid card. He doesn't know what he's doing, because anybody at any age has enough common sense to not do half of the things that he's doing. And it really gets to a point where you're starting to wonder, is it just Rakai, or maybe it's the influencers around him, not just AMP or anybody else that hangs around him that's a streamer, just online influencers
it's all
as a whole.
They all encourage that to
really
some degree.
That different from anybody else's content you could tap into.
Some of them know when to stop, but
WRL community.
They're not telling him to stop doing that.
The arrow cam, bro. If the arrow cam is
damn, see, they all do this. They all do that, so you can't really sit here and say, oh, it's just Rakai.
That way.
They encourage this. Holy shit. Nigga threw his bed. Fireworks, nigga? He had to blur that shit out.
Microsoft Rewards.
You can't even show that. Niggas blew up fireworks in his room. Damn!
It would be hard for me to sit here and just blame Rakai when these are the people that he's being influenced from. These are the people he's looking up to when creating content, and this is all the stuff that they're doing. From harmless stuff like pies in the face and maybe pouring something on top of yourself where you would have to clean it off or take a shower, to throwing entire mattresses in the pool and lighting fireworks in the crib. What 16-year-old isn't going to see that, have the ability to do it, and want to also do it as well? Right. I don't want that to be an entire excuse for Rakai, though, because in most situations you see him in, he could definitely find out what's right and what's wrong. But when you're drawing the line at what's content and what's not, it becomes a little bit more blurred. Personally, I don't care how big the YouTube video you're gonna make about pranking me is gonna do. I don't care how big the clip you think you're gonna get off pranking me is gonna do. If you were to come in my room and light and firework, I'm not saying that's content. I'm taking that personally and I am genuinely mad. But for people like,
hey, I ain't gonna lie. He walked into Kai's room and threw a firework, dog. That's some bullshit. And Kai just stood there. He just took it, bro. He didn't even move. He just took it. What the fuck, bro?
AMP and people like the Clover Boys where Kai lives, that literally is just content. Maybe you get a little bit upset here and there, but
that could have been like a live clip, bro. Like, what the fuck?
There are fine with that. So it becomes a little bit harder when you sit here and have those lines be blurred, but what really is content and what's not. And a lot of people, specifically somebody that was at Streaming University with Rakai, even said himself, he doesn't feel like Rakai has that line to begin with.
Rakai don't got no you know that tells you, you know, I probably shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this. It's probably too far. That nigga Rakai don't got that.
And y'all niggas do when you're throwing fireworks in a room, in a closed room with the nigga in there with this whole setup. But y'all niggas do. That's why I'm like, how could you really get mad at him when these grown ass niggas do the same thing? That's what they're promoting. So the fucking kid is going to look at it and be like, I should do this too. He literally got famous off of it. Like, come on, man.
Nigga, really, we're pouring water on each other. This is like the water we throwing bang.
Yeah, I get that though.
You think?
I get that.
We throwing bang on niggas. Nigga, like I just took a shower, brother. Like, what you mean, bro? Like, nigga, he's like, that shit. You not going with me. You a
hey,
nigga. I'm a
bang.
I don't want to throw soda on. I don't want to throw soda.
Like the energy drink? Bang. Nigga, who thinks of that shit, bro? Like, I wouldn't even watch it, but it's just funny hearing that shit. Cause nigga, what do you mean bang?
Hold on, people.
That isn't a crazy escalation from water all the way to soda when you know afterwards a bunch of people are gonna have to shower, take care of themselves, clean, all that, and now you're just making it a ton harder for them to do. But then again, this is modern day WRL content, and if Rakai isn't the one that's gonna be doing it, someone at FaZe Clan might be doing it. If someone at FaZe Clan is
someone's gonna do it.
Someone at AMP, some random person in the community.
AMP ain't innocent, FaZe Clan ain't innocent. All them niggas do it.
Does cross lines pretty often. He's not the only one that's doing it, and at the end of the day, can you really even call it crossing lines when the space that he's in is basically doing the exact same thing as him, but just not being his age? I do feel like there's a lot more home training Rakai could definitely have, because certain things he does do is unexcusable at his own age. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, just because everybody else is doing that makes it okay. Doesn't mean it's okay. It just makes it understandable from his POV why he would feel like it's okay, because he's getting ostracized for doing it. Then he's looking around and being like, this streamer's doing that, this big streamer's doing that, this big streamer's doing that, I'm just copying off of them, and that doesn't make it good or okay. And it makes you wonder if Rakai should really be in these situations with these bigger creators, because again, he is young, very impressionable at 16 years old, around a bunch of people who are in their 20s, mid-20s, late 20s, around that age, and just mimicking what they do. So it really calls into question if this is the right environment for him as a growing person and just a growing streamer in general. But I don't feel like it would be any better place for him to be, because if he wasn't around AMP doing these things, he'd probably just be back home, and he's super successful, so he could just do those same things at his own crib. It's really unfortunate. I don't know how you could really solve this problem without looking at,
because it's like, okay, he stops doing it and he falls off. He just goes back home, goes back to normal life. He's not gonna fucking do that. You just gave a 16-year-old worldwide fame and money and told him just basically just be a dickhead, which 16-year-olds love to do. He's not going to give that up.
The WL community as a whole, and just wondering why the content has come to this point to begin with, because there is no stopping Rakai unless you stop the big problem of the content that every single WL creator is making. But he could learn way better, because he does have some good mentors from Kai and other people in AMP who do try to help him and do their best to make sure he doesn't go down the wrong path overall. That's just how I feel. And if you want to tell me how you feel,
there's no stopping Rakai until you stop Kai and everybody else who does that sort of shit, okay? He gets his loud, boisterous personality from Kai. That's who he modeled after, right? AMP does all the crazy ass fucking prank. You just saw them throw a firework in the room with Kai. Okay? You just saw them throw his fucking bed off the balcony. You just saw the niggas in the house shiested up calling the police while they have fake assault rifles in their hand. You can't really blame the kid, but the mass of adults who are around him put him in that position. Yes, you too, Kai Cenat. We can blame you too. But I don't know. That's just me. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I don't hate Rakai. He's just a kid. And obviously people get annoyed with kids. I get that. But the 20, 25-year-old, 27-year-olds, Duke Dennis, they're kind of who we have to look at. Okay? Anyway, let me know what y'all think. See y'all next time. Peace.